The answer to the question if you can move from Kenya to the US to become a truck driver is
And we've not even gotten to the cost. If you're able to come here, that amount may seem too much right now, but once you get here and you start working on it, the money just comes back. Hey guys, what's up?
What's up? Welcome back to the channel. This is Elle and Nick. I'm Elle.
Nick.
Welcome all new subscribers, and if it's your first time, please consider subscribing, like and share the video. Today we shall be answering the most common question on our previous video that we did about tracking, and that is,
how can I be a trucker and how can I come to the United States of America
and be tracking as a truck driver? We got that question over and over and over again, and we were like, okay, let's look into this and find out how people can actually, if and how people can come as truck drivers. So just a generic Google search. Disclaimer, we're not lawyers, we're not in the trucking industry, we have no training in this is just a generic search of how can someone come to the US as a trucker and work as a truck driver, and we also looked up on uscis.gov, which is the website where you should go for all your US visa questions, and that's where we normally go. Even through our experience, that's where we went with the K1 visa. If you haven't watched that, you can watch that on our channel, and so on and so forth. So the answer to the question if you can move from Kenya to the US to become a truck driver is it yes?
I don't know. I'm waiting.
Even you're waiting.
Yeah, what is the answer? What's the answer?
The answer is yes.
Oh,
but
amazing.
It's a long road. I was going to explain the two specific ways that we looked at. So one of them is a employment-based permanent resident visa. So that's like when you get sponsored by an employer, and then at the end of that application, you get a green card. So you relocate to the US completely.
Okay.
You get a green card at the end of it. And then the other one is a temporary one. It's called a H2B visa, and that one's for a temporary position, so like 12 months. So it's gonna be a temporary job, and then I don't know if you can renew or not. I didn't go too far. So those are the two ways. And then found out that for the temporary one, there's a list of countries that the US has agreed to, that people can move from their country to here using that temporary one, and found out that Kenya is not on the list. That list is available every year. So every year is different countries on the list, or like they can add a country. And currently for the year 2022, Kenya is not part of it. So I don't know if it's gonna be in the future or not, but that one's not an option for Kenyans. I guess the hardest part for if you want to relocate is to find an employer who's willing to sponsor you. Because we were looking at jobs posted, and a lot of them, they just say outright on the job description that they don't offer employment visa sponsorship. So finding an employer that would be willing to sponsor you from Kenya to here is really the hardest thing. And then if you do, then going through the immigration process is also, a process in itself.
Okay. So what I'm going to talk about is if you're already here in Arizona, particularly because the different states have different laws. So I'm actually going through the notes from different states. So this particular one is from Arizona. So we have different classes: class A, class B, and class C of tracking. So those are the classes. So you have to get a license for that. But before you get that, you have to be over 18 years. It used to be 21 years for CDL. Now it's 18 years from sometime this year, right? In February or something. They changed it from 21 to 18. And you have to have a permanent residence status for this particular state.
Arizona, right?
Yeah, for Arizona. You have to have that. Then you have to have a social security number so that they can verify your records and everything, that you are legitimately here. And on top of you having a driver's license for this particular state, you have to have it for a year.
Yeah.
The reason why I know that is because I once tried to get into tracking. That's story for another day.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm usually passionate about tracking, because I've tried the industry, and then I didn't qualify because I hadn't had like my license for more than a year. So I had to have it for a year, have a permanent resident card, have a social security number.
I have a question. Do you necessarily have to have a green card, or are you okay if you have employment authorization only?
I think they'll have to look at your how do you call it? You see your driver's license. It has an expiration date, right? Tied to your what? What is that?
Your status.
Yeah, to your status. So if they look at it and it has a time duration, like that shows that you're supposed to be here for a particular time, I think they will allow you, but let us look at the document, what it says.
Yeah.
So it says you must not have more than one driver's license, and your driving privileges must not be suspended, revoked, cancelled, or disqualified in Arizona or any other state. You must meet the medical requirements for federal motor carrier safety regulations. You must pass a set of written exams to obtain your Arizona Commercial Learner's Permit, CLP, which you can study for these exams using they have an exam. So you must prove citizenship in the state of Arizona or have permission to work in the United States. And
you must prove citizenship in the state of Arizona and have permission to work in the United States. So you must be eligible to work in the US. To show citizenship in the state of Arizona, you have to have been a resident in the state of Arizona for 12 months.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
And we've not even gotten to the cost. So those are the rules. On top of that, now it comes the cost. The cost of, I think the cheapest that we ever, because I was going around, it was $2,500, right? It's actually ranging between $2,500 and $3,500.
Was it not like 6,000?
What? No.
Are you sure? Let's check and see. So as he checks, guys, basically what we are finding is if you want to come from Kenya to the US or from other countries to the US to work as a truck driver, you either look for a sponsor, for an employer who's willing to take you through the whole immigration process, or you can find another way to come to the US, and while you're here you get all the training and all the requirements and then get into the trucking industry.
So it says the cost of Cdl Cost is $3,995, and the refresher course costs between $1,200. Applicants must pay $500 as down payment on the first day of school. Students who pay in advance can save 25%.
So that's from like a
particular school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I've searched for Arizona, so
okay.
Yeah. So we are just looking for estimates. We can't say that this is the amount, exact amount.
Don't put it down on paper, but like I remember there was a 6,000 somewhere. Maybe it's one of the schools, because I thought that's pretty pricey, when we were talking about it.
So this is actually very expensive if you look at it, because 3,995 is 474,206 Kenya shillings.
But
no, that's the reality. We'd rather tell them the reality, right?
Yes, but they won't be paying that when they are in Kenya. So when they come here, they're paying in dollars. So
what we are saying is, and that's what I want them to understand, that this is the reality. It's very expensive. I remember even when I was looking, that was one of the reasons why it took us time, because we had to just imagine that amount. That like 3,995, we convert it to whichever currency is a lot of money.
Yeah, it is. It's actually pricey, and it's actually something that you just don't wake up one day and be like, oh yeah, today I want to go to Cdl school. I mean, if you can afford it, that's good. But like for most people, you would need to actually save up, and it's an investment into your future. Because once you get that training, then you get to work as a truck driver and probably get to make that money back and more. But you have to figure out where you're gonna get the money first. Yeah.
Now, not even the money. To me, you have to figure out how to get here. Then figure out the complexities of this place. I think we'll do another video of maybe how I was, how I felt, the complexities we went through before we got to where we are right now. And it's not easy, like getting to this point that now you are going into a class comfortably, reading and going back to some house or some place where you actually stay and you're okay.
And also like the driving part, because here in the US, people drive opposite from how people drive in Kenya. We keep referring to Kenya because that's our home country, and most of the people that ask questions were, how do I come from Kenya? But it's probably the same for most African countries. The US drives on the opposite side of the road. I mean, they drive differently, so that's also an adjustment to make. And now going from driving let's say just a personal car to like driving a truck in the US highways, that takes some getting used to, right? Wouldn't you say?
Ask me. I had been driving in Kenya for more than 10 years, and coming here and starting to drive, it was it's like driving upside down.
Yeah. Wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
That's how you felt? You felt like you're driving upside down?
I felt like I was doing a mistake every time I was driving. So it's not okay. That is now another side of the experience. Yeah. Like, it's really different.
Yeah.
And signs are followed. It's not, you can't overlap. I'm sure if you talk to any American here and you talk of overlapping, they won't even know what you mean.
Yeah, I think there's a video that you did about the differences of driving in between here and Kenya, so that people kind of get an idea of what it's like for someone that has had experience both in Kenya and here. So like just some of the things that you'd have to get used to and deal with as you transition from Kenya to here.
Yeah, so it's very different, like driving, everything. So by the time you get to that point where you come from Kenya, you come here, it's actually rewarding. From the people I've seen who have done trucking and to the people who have owned their own trucks, and the progress that you see them making in life. Yeah. So if you're able to come here, that amount may seem too much right now, but once you get here and you start working on it, the money just comes back. And when I was going around in that driving school, because it's actually one of the best driving schools if you ask me, they had instructors maybe this is your last 3 days before you do the main exam. You have these companies that already have given you flyers and have given you job offers. So you choose which job offers you want, which company you want to work for. So right before you even step out of that class, you already have a job. Yeah. So all you have to do is pass the exam. The exam is rigorous, by the way. It's not a joke. You have to cram like all the parts of that lorry, like from outside. There are so many like checks that you have to do. Oh my God! You should just look on those checks on YouTube. It's crazy. Yeah. So once you know and you master all those checks that they do, in my video you could see him doing something, then checking the lights. Those are that's just one of the checks. There are so many things. So when he does them, it looks like he's just getting out of the lorry and getting into and driving out, but he has done all the checks.
Right. Yeah, so definitely doable. Let's say if you come to the US and you know that you want to get into trucking, for most states, we're talking specifically about Arizona because we're here, and as he said, he had looked into it. Like if you're here, you would have like a year that you have to wait before you can even qualify to go into CDL school. Within that year, you can use it to do other jobs and like save up the money that you're gonna need for your training to go into CDL school and be able to start. So it's, if you're focused, then you can do it. You can achieve whatever you want to do. So there are other ways that you can come to the US, and maybe we can talk about them. If that's something that you'd like to see us do, or like if you want us to talk about a particular visa or a particular process, then we can do that. As we said, we're not lawyers, we're not trained in this, but we can find information as it is available. Like I said, everything's available on uscis.gov. Sometimes it's hard to peruse through, but we've done it quite a few times, so we are a bit comfortable with it, and we can go ahead and look into, you know, whatever people want to hear. So let us know.
Yeah. So I think most of these videos, the questions you guys ask, they actually determine the kind of videos we'll do going forward. Because when like this one, it's because we got so many questions, and so many people felt like we didn't cover much, and that guy will come back because we talked, and we'll do a more extensive video on tracking. He was actually, even he read the comments and he was like, I think we should do another video. And we will do once he comes back, because right now he's in Washington. And then if you have questions about the day-to-day, I think he would be the better person to answer, because we're not doing the tracking day-to-day, but he does, so he can tell you more about like what his experience is like being on the road, challenges. If you have specific questions, if you feel like he didn't answer something the way that you maybe wanted to hear it, you can ask him specifically on his Instagram. We'll put it somewhere. Reach out to him, and then, you know, of course, when he comes back, we'll talk more. You can even put those questions on the comments. When you put them down there, we will pick them up, ask him. In the next video. Actually, like, he can answer some of those questions too in the next video when he's around. So, and then also, I know a lot of people in the US here, maybe some people that watch us also are in the tracking industry. If you guys have like things you can add, or comments, or just things that can help people out back home that are interested to come here and do tracking, please feel free to leave your comments down in the section below, and let's help each other out. And also on tracking, actually there's another side of tracking called dispatching, where you don't actually have to drive. So all you have to do is sit in an office, make sure you get all the loads, contact your driver. Like basically what you do, you are negotiating the loads on behalf of the driver and on behalf of the company. So you negotiate, get good loads, drop loads that you think are not worth, then communicate to the drivers, give them the load, do the BOLs, and those are documents for bill of lading, there are so many documents that are related to tracking. So you do that. It's like office work for the trackers. So you don't really have to go on the road and do it if you love tracking. So you can just dispatch the trackers. It's called dispatching. That's another side of tracking. So there's a lot that we can talk about. But you know, if we answered your questions, let us know. Like the video. If you still have more questions, put them in the comment section below, and we're gonna be looking at them. If you want us to talk about other options to come to the US, let us know in the comment section below. Let us know which one you're interested in. We can look into it specifically for you. Like the video, like and share with your friends who are also interested in this kind of stuff. And if I find any guy who's doing tracking, I'll bring them to the channel. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much. Please subscribe and like the video. Peace out. What? We are talking like Google. That was not any better. No, we Googled and came here to tell you. Is it yes? I don't know. I'm waiting. Even you're waiting. What is the answer? What's the answer? The answer is yes. But amazing. It's a long road, right? And it can be a difficult one. No, you have to take a flight.
Akiacha jokes. Kuna mtu like ako very serious about this. But it's true.
What do you mean?
You do have to take a flight if you want to move from Kenya to the US. He's not wrong. But what I meant is, it's a long process if that's the road you want to take. So there's 3 different visas that we found using our Google search. What's wrong with you? What's your problem? Am I so funny? Or are you so funny? What? You're crying? What bag just beat you? Hey. Okay, guys, we're gonna give him a minute. I really don't think what I said was funny. I think he's just replaying something different in his head. And he's just going through something. Are you okay? Is something biting you? Hey, did you just inhale nitrous oxide?
Aye. How do you say it is?
Well, what did I say?
What did you say? It's a long journey, or what did you tell them?
I said it's a long road.
Coming from Kenya to the US.
What?
Hey, there's no road. People have to fly.
Babe, come back. Why you have to be so literal?
I'm dying.
Babe. It's not a road. Did you see the road you took when you wanted to come to the US?
Oh my
Did you
God.
see how long that road was?
Okay.
You look like the filter. You know that filter
Which one?
You know that filter that people talk about, like when they are saying something and they're crying? That's the filter you look like. Have you seen that filter?
Oh my God. Guys, I'm very sorry. That is the best laugh I've had the whole day. I had to take it. And by the way, by the time we are filming this, it's 14 minutes to midnight. So the day was almost ending without me laughing. So why not take it?
Go. Now your life is gonna be longer by 2 days.
So guys, it's a very long flight from Kenya, but